Imagine this: you're standing in front of a woman who has completely captured your attention. There's something about her presence, her confidence, her energy, that pulls you in. And now you're faced with a choice: stay ordinary, or say something that makes a real impact. What if I told you that just a few carefully chosen words could change everything? Words that stay on her mind long after the conversation is over. Words that don't just get a smile, but make her curious, maybe even intrigued. Sounds like a stretch? Maybe. But here's the truth: most men completely miss this opportunity. Why? Because they don't truly understand what resonates with a woman on a deeper level. They go for what's easy, what's obvious, what every guy says. But women, they're not going to spell it out for you. They rarely say, "Here's how to win my attention." You have to know how to read between the lines. What they're truly drawn to, what actually pulls at their emotions, are compliments that hit deeper. Compliments that touch on who they are, not just how they look. It's beyond surface charm. It's beyond flirty words. This is where real influence begins. Because once you master this skill, you're no longer just another guy trying to impress. You become someone unforgettable. Hey, and today, we're diving into a subject that most men either ignore, or completely misunderstand. How you compliment a woman tells her everything about who you are. Let's be clear, this isn't about pickup lines. This isn't about saying something cute and hoping she reacts. It's about intention. It's about depth. And above all, it's about authenticity. And that, my friend, is exactly where Stoic philosophy comes in. Welcome to Stoicism Drive. In today's video, we're breaking down 3 rare but powerful compliments that don't just make a woman look at you differently. They make her feel differently when she does. These aren't the usual lines you see floating around online. They're grounded in self-awareness, observation, and a genuine desire to connect, not manipulate. So stick around, because we're about to explore how timeless Stoic wisdom can elevate your conversations and transform your compliments into something memorable. Bullseye emoji. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're aiming to hit 1.000 likes on this video to unlock even deeper relationship insights in future uploads. Now, let's frame this properly. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." In the same way, I say this: the strength of your relationships depends on the quality of your words. Because let's be honest, in a world full of shallow talk and meaningless flattery, genuine compliments are like gold. They reflect emotional intelligence, confidence, and self-awareness, qualities of a man who stands out without even trying. So here's what we're going to do today. I'm going to reveal 3 next-level compliments that go far beyond the "tired you're so pretty" nonsense. These are the compliments that make her pause and think, that make her feel seen, not just admired, that plant the seed of curiosity and respect. Let me ask you something: have you ever felt like you were being overlooked? Like you were blending into the background no matter how good your intentions were? That stops today. Because once you understand how to communicate value, everything changes. These aren't tricks. These aren't gimmicks. They're conversation tools rooted in awareness and presence. And they work whether she already knows your name, or hasn't noticed you yet. But here's a reality check. Giving a compliment is not about chasing approval. It's not about winning her over with the right phrase. It's about showing who you are, a man of confidence, insight, and calm power. Because here's the deal: a man of value doesn't chase attention. He naturally draws it in through his stillness, his observations, and his ability to connect without forcing anything. So if you're ready to leave behind the average approach, and step into something with real depth, sit back. We're about to reshape the way you think about compliments forever. But before we dive into what to say, let's cover something even more important: what to avoid. Because this is where most guys go wrong. And the sad truth is, they don't even realize it. Let's talk about the classic mistakes. Ever seen a guy flooding a woman's post with fire emojis, heart eyes, Or repeating the same generic "you're so pretty" 10 times in a row? Yeah. She's not flattered. She's just tired. You've just joined the crowd of men she barely notices anymore. And here's why that's a problem: if your compliments are focused only on her appearance, you've already lost your edge. Sure, she might smile, but she won't remember you, because every other guy tells her the same thing. What stands out, what makes a difference, is when you go deeper. A real compliment doesn't just describe what you see, it reveals what you notice. There's a big difference. Let's say she changes her hairstyle, or she's wearing something subtle but unique, an accessory with meaning. If you say something like, "That really brings out a different energy in you," you're not just talking about fashion. You're showing her that you pay attention, that you notice what others miss. Want to level up even more? Compliment her character, her mind, her discipline, her resilience, her way of thinking. Because while beauty fades from memory, being understood doesn't. Ask yourself, how many people in her life ever say something like, "I admire how calm you stay under pressure," or "Your work ethic is seriously inspiring"? Almost no one. So when you do, it's not just a compliment, it's a moment that sticks. Why does this work? Because you're not trying to flatter her ego. You're reflecting back her values. And that's where Stoicism quietly enters the picture again. Marcus Aurelius said, "Look well into thyself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up." That same principle applies here. Look past the surface. See her values. Acknowledge her effort. And speak to what's real, not what's easy. When you start doing that, you're no longer just a guy. You become the man she keeps thinking about. You're not chasing validation. You're recognizing value. And that, my friend, is what makes you unforgettable. Let's start with the first compliment, and no, it's not the usual stuff she hears all the time. It's not about her looks, her outfit, or her sense of fashion. This one goes much deeper. It targets something far more meaningful, her inner strength, that powerful core most people never take the time to notice. Think about this. Women today are constantly balancing intense pressure. They're meeting deadlines at work, managing personal relationships, supporting friends and family, and still holding it all together when life throws chaos their way. So when you look her in the eye and acknowledge how she stays calm under pressure, what you're really saying is, "I see something solid in you, something real, a strength others overlook." That hits different. Most guys don't even come close to recognizing that kind of depth. Let's be real. Women don't want to hear they're beautiful for the 100th time. Sure, that's nice, but it fades. What they crave is to be seen and appreciated for the person they are, not just the image they present. When you compliment her emotional stability, her ability to stay calm when the world is spinning, you're giving her something rare, validation of her strength, not her appearance. And society, it usually only celebrates women for being sweet or looking good. But how often do you hear someone say, "The way you stay composed when everything's going crazy, that's seriously impressive"? Hardly ever. That's why this compliment hits so hard. It's raw. It's honest. It shows you're paying attention, not just to what she shows, but to what she holds together. Let's connect this to Stoicism for a moment. At its core, Stoic philosophy is about staying grounded when the world becomes chaotic. It's about managing emotions, remaining steady, and not letting outside forces disturb your inner balance. When you point out those qualities in her, you're essentially saying, "I see that calm strength in you, and I respect it deeply." That instantly puts you in a different league. 3 o'clock emoji. Now, timing is everything. You don't just drop this compliment out of nowhere. It has to be earned. It has to feel genuine. Use it after she's navigated a tough day, handled conflict with grace, or supported someone during an emotional moment. You might say something like, "I really admire how composed you stayed through all of that. Most people would have lost it, but you were solid." Or maybe she's been the emotional anchor for her family, her team, or even for you. That's the time to say, "You have an incredible way of staying grounded when others rely on you." That's powerful. Let's move to the second compliment. Show genuine interest in what drives her. If you want to stand out, if you want to leave a mark, you have to go deeper than surface level admiration. Yes. Telling her she's attractive is fine, but it's not what she'll remember you for. What will? You noticing what fuels her. Start paying attention to her passions, her career, her creative projects, her side hustle. When you engage with the things that make her light up inside, you're sending a powerful message. I see you, not just how you look, but who you are. And trust me, this is rare. Most men are so focused on appearances that they miss what actually defines a woman: her ambition, her values, her purpose. Her passions are a huge part of her identity. When you recognize them, you're not just offering flattery, you're offering respect. Say something like, I really respect how much passion you bring to your work. Or, the way your eyes light up when you talk about your projects. That kind of energy is contagious. These compliments tell her that you're not just watching, you're listening. And that puts you ahead of 99% of guys. Here's where most dudes mess up. They think a compliment is just a way to boost her ego. But real compliments, Stoic compliments, aren't about manipulation. They're about recognition. They reflect what you observe and what you value. Stoicism teaches us to live with purpose, to focus on what truly matters. So when you honor a woman's passion, you're aligning with that same philosophy. You're not distracted by the superficial. You're connecting through shared depth. Now for compliment number 3. Acknowledge her effort and growth. This one, it's what separates the man she forgets from the man she remembers. Here's why. Most people are quick to point out flaws, but few stop to appreciate progress. If you want to connect deeply, celebrate the process she's going through, the late nights, the discipline, the quiet commitment that no one sees. Women, just like men, want to feel that their efforts are noticed. Not just the results, but the journey. Whether she's building a career, chasing a new dream, or growing emotionally, you need to be the one who sees it, says it, values it. You might say, it's incredible how focused and consistent you've been lately. Watching your growth, it's truly inspiring. Or, when she's overcome hardship, you've come such a long way. Especially after everything you've had to deal with. That kind of resilience, it's rare. When you see her pushing through, show her that you notice. Say something like, I can tell how much heart and effort you've poured into this. That level of dedication is no joke. But remember, timing matters. Don't throw around compliments every time she sends an email or finishes a workout. Reserve your words for moments that truly deserve them. When she hits a major milestone, overcome a big hurdle, or finally finishes something she's been working on for months, lean in and say, you've been grinding at this for so long. And now it's all coming together. You earned this. Always try to be specific. Generic compliments are forgettable. Instead of I'm proud of you, say, I remember when you started this. Watching the way you've grown since then, it's seriously next level. When you honor not just her actions, but the growth behind those actions, you're doing more than making her feel good. You're building a connection rooted in mutual respect, not just attraction. That kind of recognition, it sticks. It builds real intimacy. And it lays the foundation for something genuine, something that actually lasts. Sparkles emoji. If you got value from today's video, don't just sit there. Smash that like button and hit subscribe for more timeless insights rooted in Stoic wisdom. Brain emoji. Let's grow together, every day. We break down new ways to deepen your relationships and master emotional awareness. Down pointing finger emoji. Before you go, I want to hear from you. Which of these forbidden compliments made you think, damn, I've been doing this all wrong? Drop a comment with I get it now. And let's dive deeper in the replies. See you in the next video, where we'll unlock even more Stoic strategies for connection and inner strength. To master relationships through Stoic philosophy.